Hey guys, it's been a while, but I have a book review for you. Um, I have been reading. I just wasn't reading as much during the holidays, and I have this book that has been sitting here needing to be reviewed, and I just haven't gotten to it, so here it is. It is Sandra Brown, Low Pressure. It has literally dust on it because it's been sitting waiting. Anyway, I picked this book up probably almost 2 years ago now that I think about it, because I'm pretty sure I picked it up at a thrift store or at Goodwill when my son was doing driver's training. So I'm pretty sure it was almost 2 years ago. But anyway, I have a stack full of books. That's why it's taken me so long to get to this one. But I had read another book by Sandra Brown that I really liked. There were a few things in it that aren't my favorite, but I was like, I really liked her style of writing otherwise. And so I was like, I would like to try another one of her books. Now, these are no joke. Like, her books are pretty long, you know? So I decided to try this Low Pressure. So let me read to you what the story is about. #1 New York Times bestselling author Sandra Brown delivers a riveting new novel about a woman's obsessive quest to discover the truth behind her sister's brutal murder, no matter what the cost. Bellamy Lyston was only 12 years old when her older sister Susan was killed on a stormy Memorial Day. Bellamy's fear of storms is a legacy of the tornado that destroyed the crime scene, along with her memory of what really happened during the day's most devastating moments. Now, 18 years later, Bellamy has written a sensational, best-selling novel based on Susan's murder. Because the book was inspired by the tragic event that still pains her family, she published it under a pseudonym to protect them from unwanted publicity. But when an opportunistic reporter discovers that the book is based on fact, Bellamy's identity is exposed along with the family scandal. Moreover, Bellamy becomes the target of an unnamed assailant who either wants the truth about Susan's murder to remain unknown, or, even more threatening, is determined to get vengeance for a man wrongfully accused and punished. In order to identify her stalker, Bellamy must confront the ghosts of her past, including Dent Carter, Susan's wayward and reckless boyfriend, and an original suspect in the murder case. Dent, with this and other stains on his past, is intent on clearing his name, and he needs Bellamy's sealed memory to do it. But her safeguard recollections, once unlocked, pose new, unforeseen dangers. As Bellamy delves deeper into the mystery surrounding Susan's slaying, she discovers disturbing elements of the crime that call into question the people she holds most dear. Though haunted by partial memories and conflicted over her feelings for Dent, she won't stop until she reveals Susan's killer. That is, unless her killer strikes first. Emotionally compelling and masterfully plotted, Low Pressure is a spellbinding story of legal corruption, psychological torment, and heart-rending betrayal that delivers one twist after another as it examines the dark side of familial loyalty and love. Okay, sounds pretty good, huh? And I'm gonna say, it was pretty good. I, for the most part, liked the characters. Some things were a little bit annoying about characters, but maybe she wanted them to be annoying. But the storyline itself was really good. I literally was guessing all the way through trying to figure out who did it. So that is something I greatly appreciate about a book, because when it's obvious who like the murderer is or whatever, like very quickly in the book, it makes the book really boring to read. And so she did a wonderful job with that. A lot of the imagery, I'm really big on imagery and stories, and she did a fantastic job of that type of aspect of the book. The thing I don't like, and I've said it before, and this is a personal preference, so if you like these types of stories, this is just my own personal preference about this. The blatant, overly sexual content of it annoys the living heck out of me. I don't see a point for it being there. It doesn't add to the story in any sort of way. It's just pointless, and I find it strange that authors do that. I guess some people are really into that, but I feel like then there's a certain type of genre of book for you to read. Like, leave the mystery, murder mystery thriller type things. Can you leave it out of there? That's just my personal preference. I don't enjoy it. It's an element of the story that annoys me. I kind of skip through, and it's just, I don't know. I just don't like it. That's me though. I also don't like when there's excessive swearing in a book. I just don't see the point of that either. And I get sometimes a character, it sort of goes with their character. So then I can kind of, that isn't as big of a deal. But if you're saying JC, which I obviously don't need to say it for you to know what that means, or GD a lot in a book, I'm out. That is, no thanks. So, this book, the story, the imagery, the mystery of it, the storyline, all of that. Fantastic. Like, I thought it was great. It kept me, you know, coming back and enthralled and trying to figure things out. And so that aspect of this book, amazing to me. The other part, not my favorite. So, will I read more books by this author? I'm not sure, to be honest, because of that aspect, because she had a lot of that in the first book I read, and I was hoping it was just because of the storyline of part of that book that it was like that. But now after reading this, I feel like this is probably a typical type of thing that she adds into her books. So for me, I'm probably going to pass on reading more of her books, because I feel like there's plenty of really good authors out there with fantastic books that don't add that extra stuff that doesn't need to be there. So that is my personal opinion. Of course, you are welcome to your own. And like I said, the story itself is great. So if you don't mind that kind of stuff, you'll probably greatly enjoy this book. So that was just me, and this is my book review, because who else's would it be? It's on my channel. And so I'm always going to be honest with you about how I feel about things. The only thing I can give you is my opinion, because that's all I've got. That's me. It's the way my brain reads it and thinks of it and that kind of thing. So I love reading. I love thriller, murder, mystery, suspense. Those kind of books are my jam. Love it, love it, love it. I think I'm going to be reading a little bit different book next that I'll be sharing with you. So if that's not your genre that you enjoy, you might really enjoy the next one that I'm reading. I'm going to share with you guys. So I hope that you enjoyed this book review, and let me know if you think it's a book you're going to pick up. A lot of people, that part aspect of it doesn't bother them, so that's fine. It just bothers me. So I want to make sure that I put it out there for other people who also don't enjoy that aspect, so that I'm not recommending a book for them to pick up that isn't something I enjoy. So why would I tell them, like, hey, read this, and then them be like, oh my gosh, why would you tell me to read that? Do you know what I'm saying? So that is what I love about book reviews, is when people kind of get to the nitty gritty of that kind of stuff, so that you know what you're going into. Well, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye.